Your old life, your old identity is dying, it's ending. Before the new you and the new life and the new identity can rise, the old life has to end. And when that ends, it's terrifying. What I do know is that I never stopped trying. I showed up. Divorce isn't just the end of a marriage or the end of a relationship. It's the collapse of your identity. And if you're going through it right now, you want to listen to this because this can really help, because it doesn't have to be something you just survive. What if it's something you thrive from? And this video right here might just be the map that changes everything. My name is Jason Dries. I was married for 16 years, 4 boys. I thought things were going great. Well, they weren't going great. I kind of deluded myself in thinking they were. I never gave up. I kept trying, but was never really getting anywhere. And then about 1.5 years ago, my ex tells me she wants to get a divorce. And it just like shattered me like that. Those words that I actually knew were coming. Probably the signs that I wasn't paying attention to, that she turned her cheek every time I tried to kiss her for the past 10 months, the way she stopped wearing her ring for the past year, and the way she didn't want to have sex anymore was kind of a clear indicator. But you know, I'm a hopeless romantic, so I kept trying and I just gave it all I've got. You know, at the end of the day, she wanted a divorce. So what am I going to do, right? It basically fractured me, challenged me, tore me apart. But what ended up happening is, here I am like about 1 year later. I've been divorced for about 6 months now, officially divorced. And I'm actually grateful for it. Because what I did is I learned that there's these 4 phases that you have to go through. And when I started to work through them faster, because I'm a professional mindset coach, I've been a mindset coach for over a decade now, like literally 12 years. I started working for Tony Robbins. So I understand mindset. I understand limiting beliefs. I understand the subconscious mind. I understand how to program that. And what I did is I kind of changed my frame from surviving divorce to thriving from divorce. Now, at the beginning, I didn't know how I was going to do that, but I didn't let not knowing how stop me. I made a decision that I was going to thrive through this divorce no matter what happens. So here I am 1.5 years later. I'm grateful for it. I'm glad I'm not married to her anymore. I'm happier. I've got friends. I've got business. I've got more passion, more purpose. I'm in great shape. My relationship with my 4 boys is going fantastic. I've got more women to date than I can count right now. So life is going great. I'm having fun. And there's a common trap that we all get caught into. A lot of people think that divorce is something you have to get through. You know, and when you talk to people who aren't going through it, like they'll tell you just to move on, right? Just move on. But the thing is, moving on doesn't work. It didn't work out for me, and people told me to move on. It didn't work. It didn't work because the divorce was the foundation of the next level of my life. It's the foundation of the next version of me. And you have to apologize my allergies for this. Texas allergies got me a little congested today. But instead of moving on and just trying to forget it didn't happen or put it behind me, you can't do that because it's the foundation. So when I realized that this next evolution is the foundation, I put a lot of awareness and focus on the crumbling of the old foundation and the rebuilding of the new foundation. And that's where I discovered that there are 4 specific phases you have to go through. And these phases are not fun, but it doesn't matter if you like them or not, you have to go through them. The first phase you have to go through is the collapse. And the collapse is the scariest part. It's just it's like your life falling apart. That's what it is. Nobody wants to see your life falling apart, your vision, your relationship, the future you thought you had. And that was actually the most painful part for me, was actually the future that I was living in, escaping the unhappy present. The denial of that future, the ending of that future vision was one of the hardest things for me to get over. And what I realized is that as I worked through these phases, the faster I got through the process of divorce, because divorce is an emotional journey. It's a mental journey. It's a physical journey. And it's there to rip you down and to tear you apart so you can be built back up. So phase 1 is the collapse. That sucks. And if you're in it right now, I feel for you because it's tough. Phase 2 is the fire. We can also call this a breakthrough. Phase 2 is where everything false burns away. It's where all the bullshit goes away. It's when the truth starts to show up. And something interesting starts to happen when you're at the phase of the fire, is you start to get to a point where the truth outshines the pain, where the pain you were in starts to be overwhelmed by the truth of what's coming. And all of a sudden you start to see things differently than you ever have before. So the fire is where everything false burns away. All of the false love I was living off of, all of the people pleasing I was doing, it all burns away. And then eventually you start to get through that phase, and then you get to phase number 3. Phase number 3 is the new foundation. We can also call it the rebirth, because in phase 1, your old life, your old identity is dying, it's ending. But before the new you and the new life and the new identity can rise, the old life has to end. And when that ends, it's terrifying. Hopeless, darkness, not sure what's there, suicidal thoughts. Dude, I've had all of them, all of those. But eventually you keep moving forward. You put a foot in front of the other, keep moving forward. Eventually you come out the other side. And when you eventually come out the other side, you start rebuilding that new foundation. And that's the rebirth. And that's where the life you've always dreamed of starts appearing. The mistake that most people make is that when they're in that dark spot between the old life ending and the new life beginning, the old identity, the old version of you dying, and the new version showing up, it's just blank and you don't know. And a lot of times people will avoid walking forward in that darkness, in that pit, and instead they're kind of cling on to what they used to be, and then they get stuck being a version of themselves, a scaled down version. You've got to keep walking, because once you keep walking, eventually you start coming out the other side, and that's when life starts to get really good, when that new foundation is built. That's when it really gets good. And then you get to phase 4, which is the integration and embodiment, where the breakthroughs you had in phase 3 become permanent. It becomes your new reality. It becomes your new life. And that's where, like, you've come out the other side. So which phase are you in right now? And the other thing that I've noticed that you can actually, you go through the phases multiple times for different areas. So it's not like you go through them once. You go through them over and over again. So the thing that you want to do right now is the shift to your mindset is you want to, stop resisting the collapse, stop avoiding the fire, and lean into what's happening and let it go. Because you can try to hold those pieces together, but when that thing is coming down, it's coming down. Get out of the way, watch it, learn what you can, and then move to the next step. Because basically, you have the ability to control the meaning from this. And if your life is in the collapse phase, or even in the fire where it's burning, you can have a meaning and a story running like, this is terrible, this is awful, my life's ending. What if you change the meaning of what you're going through from, this is terrible, my life's ending, it's over? What if you change the meaning to, this is the beginning of the next version of me? This is where my life gets really good. Wait a second, could you believe that? Well, of course you can. You can believe whatever you want. What if you decided to believe that this, what's happening right now, is the best chapter yet? Because if you started to view the divorce, the collapse, the fire, the rebirth, the embodiment, from the frame of this is the beginning of the next chapter yet, you're going to have a radically different experience through those phases, because that's where most people get stuck. Now, there's a lot of fear in this process. Losing yourself, your identity, your family, at least what your family looked like before, loneliness, being alone, trying to, the identity of that. And I had struggled with that because, I'm this professional life coach and business coach who's been doing this for a decade, and I have thousands of followers and I have a name in my industry. And I'm like, how can I be this amazing coach if I can't even keep my marriage together? So you got to go through that. But at the end of the day, even though the work I do, I'm amazing at the work I do, I'm still a human being living a life too. And some things in life are beyond my control. I can't control what my partner wants. I can control how I showed up. My marriage stopped working because she stopped showing up. If she would have shown up, we would resolve this, because that's what we've done. And one of the things I've actually learned through this being married for 16 years was that I used to think what makes a marriage great is just loving the other person as much as you can. What I've come to realize now is that what makes a marriage great is your ability to resolve conflict and reconnect after disconnection. Because in a relationship, you're always going to have disconnection, but it's about coming back together. And then I started to look through the divorce, the marriage, and I was like, I haven't been happy for a long time. And the two of us were terrible at resolving conflict. And I felt like I was always made to be wrong every single time. And I look back and how in the world are you married to someone and you're a partner for 15 years and not have makeup sex one time? That simply means that we never came to a conclusion or agreement one time in 15 years. Was it partially my fault? Of course it's partially my fault, partially her fault. It's 50-50. But what I do know is that I never stopped trying. I showed up. When she stopped showing up, then you got one person, then nothing works. Was that my choice? No. Was it my breakthrough? Yes. Is it the beginning of the best life? Yes. Yes. Is my life getting better because of that? It absolutely is. I'm happier than I was before. No, there's no fun being in a sexless marriage with no connection and no intimacy. It's fucking awful. It's terrible. So if you're in that, I feel for you, but you got to go through those phases, right? So the thing I want to share with you today is really like the divorce isn't the end of your story. It's the end of the illusion. Because I guarantee if you're going through a divorce right now, or you just got divorced recently, then your marriage wasn't as great as you thought it was. I guarantee you probably weren't as happy as you thought you were if you're getting divorced. So things change, some you can control, you can't control. What you can control is the meaning of it. So I want to challenge you. Let's make this next chapter the best one yet. Let's make this collapse and fire and rebirth and embodiment the process of the best version of you coming to light. Maybe that's what it is. So this isn't your moment of collapse. This is your opportunity to expand. This is your opportunity to grow. It's your opportunity to be a better husband or wife the next time, or a better partner in a relationship next time. This is your opportunity to be a better human, to rise from your career, make more money, be a better parent, be a better friend, a sibling. You're always in control. Well, what are you going to do? Like, what decision are you going to make, right? You got to do that. Maybe this is an invitation for your life to get amazing. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, maybe that'd be great. So if any of this resonated with you, I want to invite you to take a step further, because I'm a coach, I'm a high performance coach, I'm a mindset coach. And the thing that's going to help you move through this process faster is aligning your mindset with the version of you on the other side so you can move through it faster. I run a 90-day program in my Thrive from the Divorce program. It's a 90-day program. We do a reset every single Monday to start the week right. We do a program training every Wednesday. And at the top of every month, the first week of the month, I have a 2-day immersion to help you build that mindset foundation to crush it on the next level. If you take a look in the comments here, you'll see the subject lines we're going to be training on those weeks. And what you can do is click this link right here to join my Thursday training. It's a free Thursday training every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central. And I'll share with you, I'll give you kind of the formula to thrive from divorce, as well as give you an invitation to join my program right here. Please like and subscribe and follow me for more content. I hope this is of value. And I really want to challenge you, like, you can make this better. Like, this can be the best thing that's ever happened to you. The first thing you need to do is to make a decision for that to happen. And if you do that, that'll point you in the right direction. I'm Jason Dries. I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you for listening. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.